स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम् नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम् स्वधर्मज्ञानवैराग्य साध्यभक्त्येकगोचरः नारायणः परम् ब्रह्म गीताशास्त्रे समीरितः श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि
प्रधान पुरुष व्यक्त सर्वेश्वर विवेचन कर्म धीहि भक्तिहि इति आदिहि पूर्वशेष अंतिम uditah. This verse, as you know, says about the essence of the last 6 chapters, the final 6 chapters. What does it say? Pradhana Purusha Vyakta Sarveshwara Vivechanam. There must be a full stop there, of course. This is only an analysis. Vivechanam is getting to know, that is realizing Sarveshwara, the Almighty, the leader of the entire world or creation. It is also Vyakta, clear, and Pradhana Purusha is the primordial human being or primordial man. The word Purusha has got a significant meaning. Evam. Evam, in this manner, in this way. Shat vat dvayoho. Dvayokta. Shat vat dvayavukta. Nanavidha tattva hita vishodhana param. Kramat antime shakke. Trikadvayam iti abhiprayena aha pradhanam. Karana avastham achid dravyam. So achid dravyam, English is okay. I think it's achid already. There is a stroke under that, okay. And also, this is also right. But we can have a hyphen.
I can do this.
Karana avasthachid. Astam avachid dravyam. Better to have chit dravyam. So evam, so in this way, evam in this way, Shatvat principle that we have seen already about what we call Chitra, Achitra and Ishvara, or you can say simply as law, thou art he, Tattvahita, Tattvam, and there's something congenial, favorable, what is wanted by the creation. Then Vishodhana Param, so an analysis you can say, your research delving deep into these aspects. Kramat gradually, Antime Shakke, in the final 6 chapters, Trikadvayam iti abhiprayena. In the last 6 has been divided into, last 6 have been divided into 2 sets of 3. Trikadvayam iti, thus abhiprayena, the opinion. Swami Deshika's commentary gives the intention of Sri Yamunacharya. that is Pradhanam. So Pradhanam is very important. Pradhanam also means what is given as equal to Karana Avastham Chidravyam. Sorry, Achidravyam. So Pradhanam refers to the insentient object, Achidravyam. And then that will be in the what we call the initial state. It is under creation. So Karana Avastham. Still it looks like a cause. The effect has not happened. So that will be Pradhanam here, generally meaning important. This here it is the first one. The preference is given. First preference is given to understand the causal state of the insentient object. Meaning, while it is divided into the last six have been divided into two sets of three. Is going to be discussed. These three principles are going to be discussed. Number one, Chit, then second is Achit, then Ishvara. But the order is different. So first Achit, then Chit, then Ishvara. Now the first line of the fourth verse says, Pradhana Purusha Vyakta. So that is the first line. Pradhana Purusha Vyakta. So the second word Purusha is being explained here. Achin Mishra Avastaha Vishuddha Avastaha. So if the status is mixed with Achit, insentient object, that will be impure also. Vishuddha Avastaha. Vishuddha Avastaha. This is, by the way, the Purusha is being explained later. Vyaktam tu Mahadadi Visheshantam Tat Arabda Deva Tiriyang Manushyadi Rupancha Karya Jatam. Now, there are three types of creation. Number one, Deva, God. Tiryak is animal. Then Manushya, the human being. These forms are created. That is the beginning. So Deva is, the gods are created, the animals are created, and then the human beings are created. So these three creations are called the Karya Jatam, the effect. And that is the outcome of Mahat Adi Vishesha Antam. So Mahat is a matter. Among the 25, we always have what we call Jnanendriyas 5, what we call the Jnanendriya, how do you translate in
knowledge acquiring senses?
Knowledge sense organ. So, knowledge sense organ. The other one is Karmendriyas, what we call motor sense organ. Active sense organs, action, or physical sense organs. And then, so 5, then Tanmatras 5, then Panchabhutas, the elements are 5. Then you have Buddhi, Mahat, Ahankara, and these three. And Pradhana is also added. Pradhana will be the first one. So Pradhana, Mahat, Buddhi, Mahat, Ahankara, then all this. So 25 principles. So Vyaktam, now Vyaktam has got two meanings here. One is clear, there is clarity, plus Vyaktam refers to Mahat. So Mahat is the main, again Vyaktam refers to the difference between the Almighty, the creation, namely Chit, Achit. Again, out of the 25 principles, the Mahat will be denoted by Vyaktam. There are three shades of meaning there. Then Mahadadi, Mahat, etc. Visheshantam. Vishesha is only the Purusha. Vishesha is the Purusha. Otherwise called in the next line Sarveshwaraha. So Purushaha, the first line says Pradhana Purusha Vyakta Sarveshwara. So now the purpose of the last 6 chapters is to make us understand the differences between the Lord Almighty, the sentient objects, namely the gods and the human being, insentient objects. I think it includes animals, Saryak, then Hita. So Tattva, Hita, Purushartha, there are 3 types of understanding. Here it is the differences between the Lord, the creations, namely Deva, Tiryang and Manushya, and Vyakta also, namely Mahat, add with Ahankara and Buddhi. And of course, the mind is the 11th sense organ. Ekadasha Indriyam Manaha. Then Yaha, Yo means Yo will be separated as Yaha. Lokatrayam Avishya, Bibharti, Avyayaha, Ishvaraha. So this is a quotation from Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 17th shloka. What does he do? Who is Sarveshwara? Who is the Almighty? Who is the omniscient, you can say, Sarvajnaha? And who is the omnipotent, all-powerful? So he is Yaha who Lokatrayam Avishya. Lokatrayam is generally called Swargaha, Bhulokaha, the earth. Swargaha, the heaven, Bhulokaha, the earth, and Patala Lokaha, the nether world. Generally, these 3 are there. So we have the name, first 3 names, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. So Lokatrayam Avishya, he pervades, or you can say enters into all these 3 worlds. Then what does he do? Bibharti. He protects, he saves, he bears, he sustains. So Bibharti. He bears the burden, he bears the brunt. But he is not changing because of his burden, because he bears the world, because he sustains the world, because he protects the world. He is not changeable. So Avyayaha. Avyayaha. Changeable in the sense there is no reduction, there is no increase, there is no decrease or increase in any physical form or the quality. So he is Avyaya. Again, there is a notice that your internet connection is unstable. I have put off the other electronic gadgets here. I think I will do that. I will do the phone on.
Your internet is fine right now.
Okay.
It's coming through fine just now. It's fine.
Okay. I'll just put this off. Okay. Now, so iti uktaha purushottamaha. So yaha lokatrayam avishya vibharti avyayaha ishvaraha. The leadership is so powerful that he doesn't get involved deeply into the rather bad aspects of the creation. So that will be, so Avyayaha is unchangeable, immutable we say, immutable. So Avyayaha Ishvaraha, Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, Ityuktaha Purushottama. Thus Purushottama is explained there. Etena, by this what we understand, Arvachina Parichinna Ishvara Vyavachhedaha. So there will be in future time there may be some division proposed or division thought of. So there will be no division different from the present condition. And so etena, by this arvachina parichinna ishvaraha ishvara vyavachedaha. So this is to understand the difference between the Lord and the creation. Namely, the Lord is immutable, whereas creation is changeable. So even in future thoughts, there will be no what we call limitation. Parichinna also means limitation. Limitation in a later date about this Ishvara. Purushottama cannot be belittled any time in the future also. Then Samakhya Chayasha. It's also again not Chausha in Sanskrit, but Chaisha. Samakhya Chayasha. It is not Chausha, it is Chaisha. Chaisha. So Samakhya is it is the obvious name. Purushottamaha or Ishvaraha will be the obvious name. Then again, Sartha Bhagavataha Ajaha Sarveshwaraha Siddhaha. It is from Vishnu Sahasranama. Iti Tannama Pathat. Now, why should we say that he is immutable, he is unchangeable, unlike the creation? So, we have got some names from the Vishnu Sahasranama, which tell us that he is unborn, Ajaha. He has no birth like the human being or the animal or any other creation, like gods also. So, Sartha is meaningful. Arthaha meaning, Sartha is meaningful. That Bhagavata of the Lord, the qualities are mentioned here. Bhagavataha Nama Pathat, that is the connection. Bhagavataha with the last word of the sentence. Tan Nama Pathat. So by reading the names of the Lord, so what are the three names especially? Ajaha, Sarveshwaraha, Siddha. Ajaha meaning unborn. He has no birth. We call whenever he comes to this world, comes down to this world, we call them incarnation. We call it incarnation, avataraha, getting down, coming down. Though one can say in some avataras, he is not Ayonija, he is not, as usual, he is normal in birth. Kausalya gave birth to Rama. Devaki gave birth to Lord Krishna and so on. But, for example, Swami Vedanta Deshika says, the pillar is the grandmother of Lord of creation. Brahma's grandmother. Creator's grandmother is the pillar. The pillar is demon's palace. He says, Mahasura Grihasthuna. With regard to Narasimha Avatara, in the Dashavatara Stotram, Swami Vedanta Deshika says, Mahasura Grihasthuna Pitamahi Abhut. Vedasam Pitamahi Abhut. For many Brahmas, Lord Narasimha was the son of the pillar, and Brahma was the son of Narasimha, and therefore the pillar is the grandmother of Brahma. So in the sense, Ajaha, so though I am just give you an example of the birth, so he was born from the pillar and so on. He was born of the womb of Kausalya in Rama Avatara and Devaki in Krishna Avatara. So Ajaha. Then Sarveshwaraha, he is all powerful. Then Siddhaha, the word Siddhaha generally, literally means a successful person. But here he is ready. He is a ready person to help the creation. Anytime he is ready. Siddhaha. I think I must look into the Parashara Bhatta's meaning of the word Siddha, and also what you call Bhagavad Guna Darpanam of Manavala Mamuni. Then that will give us the entire meaning of the word Siddha. I'll just try to give you tomorrow. So, etesham vivechanam. So, this is the vivechanam is the distinction. I told you last time, under analysis or research. So, etesham vivechanam. Here the differences are understood. So, paraspara vyavartakaha dharmaha. The single line is missing. Of course, it's not visible exactly. Okay. So, paraspara vyavartakaha dharmaha. Tena va pruthaktvena anusandhanam. Sorry, ananusandhanam. Pruthaktvena anusandhanam. So, karma, dhihi, bhaktihi iti, karma yogadinam swarupa grahanam iti nirdishta padartha vargaha adihi yasya saha ityadihi adi shabdena tat upadana prakaraha tat upayukta shastra vashyatvadikam cha grihyate purva sheshaha iti anena prakrita shodhana rupataya punarukti pariharaha sangati pradarsanancha. So this is the explanation of this verse. So in the verse, in the line called etesham vivechanam. So understanding the differences between the God's creation, the animals creation, Tiryan, then Manushya, the human being, the human creation, and his immutability, the Lord's immutability. And Lord's the difference between the Lord and all other creation. So paraspara vyavartakaha dharmaha. The dharmaha here is the meaning quality. So the quality is understood by the Sahasranama names, namely Ajaha, Sarveshwara, Siddha. So mutually, paraspara mutually, vyavartakaha is self-explanatory. So dharmaha. Tena, by that, va or else, pruthaktvena anusandhana. Either it can be taken together as differences between the Lord and the creation, or separately as in the creation, Deva, the God, Tiryan, the animal, the Manushya, the human being. Then talking about Vyaktam, namely Mahat, Buddhi, Ahankara. This Mahat cannot be translated into any other language. It doesn't mean as literally as big. So Mahat is big. Mahat is some matter. Then Buddhi, of course, is intellect, called intellect. Ahankara is egoism, and so on. So here, so with all this, so you can separately understand each of this. So Prathaktvena Anusandhanam. Anusandhanam is a follow-up of understanding. All that will be separate, individually. So karma dhir bhaktiriti karma yogadinam swarupa grahanam. Now these three yogas are already mentioned. Jnana karmatmike nishthe in the first verse, and therefore the first yoga is karma. Then dhi is jnana yoga. Dhi means buddhi. Again, not the buddhi of the 25 principles, but here called jnana yoga, the study of books and gaining the knowledge of Brahman. So karma, dhihi, bhaktihi. So bhakti is the third yoga. So this is in order. Karma yoga dinam, starting with karma yoga, etc. Swarupa grahanam. So how do we understand the original form? The original form of each yoga plus the original form of the Lord. The original form of the yoga is when we perform the action, that we understand that we are not the doers. Then dhihi, when we gain the knowledge, it is a blessing that God gives us the wisdom. Then bhakti, the devotion, he paves the way for our devotion. So everything it depends on him. We are all dependent and he is independent. So this is the difference between the individual soul and the supreme soul is understood as Swarupa Grahana. That is understood. Grahanam is catching. So catching over the original form. Original form in the sense both the original forms of the individual soul and the original form of the Supreme Soul. Iti nirdishta padartha vargaha. Now the group of the objects have been mentioned here. Nirdishta means shown. Padartha vargaha is object. Varga means group. Then adihi yasya saha ityadi. Now we saw the word purushaha. The first line is pradhana purusha vyakta sarveshwara vivechanam karmadhir bhaktihi iti adihi. That iti adihi generally meaning etc. etc. and others. Whereas here the specific reference to the Almighty. So after karma yoga is practiced, then comes jnana yoga, then comes bhakti yoga. And last time when we discussed, we understood that all the three are in a good mix also. When we perform action, we have an intellect and we also have devotion. So the devotion involves performance of action. The devotion involves knowledge, gaining of knowledge and so on. They are all together in a group of three. And then ityadihi, the Adi refers to the Lord. He is the Adi, just for synonymous spelling. He is the first one, so Adi Purusha. Another one is called the Pradhana Purusha also. So Adi Purusha is called Adi Purusha. The first primordial human being, man. So that Adihi, now coming to the commentary. So Adihi refers to the letter, the word Saha. Saha is he. Saha is Ishvara. That's what commentary says. So Adihi yasya Saha ityadihi. So Adi Shabdena, by the word Adi, Tatu Upadana Prakaraha. Now, what is mentioned by the word Adi is very significant here. Now, this last 6 chapters divided into 3 each for each group gives us the method of approach while performing action. Karma yoga is being practiced, jnana yoga is being gained, the gaining of the spiritual wisdom, and practicing the devotion. So all these 3 methods of approach is to attain the Lord. So Ishwarasya, you can say Tattva will become Ishwarasya or Purushottamasya or Sriman Narayanasya Upadana Prakaraha. How to get him? Methodology of how to get the Lord. Get the Lord in the sense realize him, understand him, becoming one with him, reaching the Vaikuntham. All these mean by meaning called Upadana. Then Prakaraha will be method. The method will be through karma, jnana and bhakti yoga. Tat upayukta shastra vashyatvadikam cha grihite. Now, how to understand these 3 yogas will lead to getting him or realizing him. So again, we must use sciences, books. So sciences is starting from the scriptures, Dharma Shastras, Smritis, Puranas, Itihasas, and Mahabharata. Itihasas include Mahabharata. So in Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the Upayukta Shastram. Upayukta Shastram is usable, very useful Shastra. So Tadu Upayukta Shastram. How do we understand? It has already been used, meaning it is very helpful because our previous preceptors have used it. Therefore, Tatu Upayukta Shastra. Then this Shastra like Gita, Bhagavad Gita is necessary, avashyatvam or vashyatvam. sorry, this Vashyatvam. So the attraction towards the Shastras like Bhagavad Gita. Chagrishyate, this Adi, the word Adi refers to number one, Ishvara. Ishvara is Sarveshvara, meaning that we must try to realize the God through the karma, jnana and bhakti yogas. At the same time, how do we understand this Ishvara? It is through a Shastra like Bhagavad Gita. It is not only Bhagavad Gita. The scriptures also, Dharma Shastras also, Smritis also, Puranas also, especially Bhagavata Puranam and Vishnu Puranam. And then Taduvekita Shastra, Vashyatvadikam. So that will become the interesting feature, attractive aspect of. So that is also given by the word Adi. So while Adi will be understood as we must go through the Bhagavad Gita plus all other Shastras also. So that is mentioned by Adi. Then again, the last part of the fourth verse will be Purva Shesha iti anena. Now, why is it given as Purva Shesha instead of Antima Shatkam? It should have been given as Antima Shatkam, the final six. Purva Shesha iti anena. By this Purva Shesha, Prakrita Shodhana Rupataya Punarukti Pariharaha Sangati Pradarsanam. This line refers to Prakrita means present. At present, we are going to deal with the third six. The fourth verse gives you the essence of the third six group. Then, so Prakrita Shodhana Rupataya. So while you analyze the last six chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, then what is given here instead of Purva Shatkena Madhyame. In the first verse, it has been used as Purva Shatkena. Then, or Prathama Shatkena, I think I must confirm. Second is Madhyame is given. Even the word Shatka has been avoided. In the sense, in order to be very brief, so Madhyame, so in the middle six, Madhyame Shatke. Then the last one will be, instead of Antime Shatke, it is given as Purva Shesha. Purva Shesha is what has been said already previously has got something remaining. Shesha. Something else is also to be added. So that is why Shesha is there. So Purva Shesha will be the synonym for Antima Shatkam, the final six. Then why does he not say, I mean, Yamunacharya, why did he not say Antima Shatkam? Not only because of the rhyming pattern of the Anushtup with only 8 syllables per quarter, Punarukti Pariharaha. So it also rectifies the defect of Punarukti, repetition. Punarukti is repetition. Ukti means statement, Punaha means again. If the words are repeated, for example, in the Purva Shatkena, the word Shatka is used for 6, a group of 6. Purva meaning the first one or Prathama. So the Purva Shatkena is not repeated and the second verse, namely, the word is only Madhyame, in the middle. So in the middle meaning, you must understand Shakka is added. Shakka is understood. Here, again, either Purva Shakka or Madhyama, in Antima, like Madhyama is not used here, so that the Punarukti Pariharaha is done. The remedy, the rectification of what we call an ensuing defect. So that will be, if at all this type of repetition happens, that is already prevented earlier. Then Sangati Pradarsanancha. Now we were discussing about the link between all these 18 chapters And Keshavadas Swami also pointed out very specifically the 12th chapter starts with Bhakti Yoga in the second six. The last chapter of the second six also introduces Bhakti. And therefore, in order to establish the link between the first six, the second six, and the last six, the word, the beautiful expression, Purva Shesha is given. So, Purva, the preamble, you can say, the prelude or the introduction to all these yogas, karma, jnana, bhakti yogas, are given by the 18 chapters. So, out of the 18 chapters, it doesn't stop with the first six and the second six, namely from chapter 1 to 12, but also continues in between 13 and 18. So, that just to denote that, the Purva Shesha. So something remaining means something is wanted there. So this is how the fourth verse has been explained.
So the mention was given here of the 15th chapter, 17th verse, that yo lokatrayam avishya.
Lokatrayam avishya.
Avishya, yes. The translation is, but the highest spirit is another, called the Supreme Self, who, entering the three worlds as the eternal Lord, supports them. So,
just to one second. The word avishya not only means entering into, but also influencing the world, the creations.
I see.
The three worlds, influencing the three worlds. You can say even dominating over the three worlds.
So just so I've got this correct here, first of all, Vedanta Deshika is explaining the word Purusha, and he's explaining that includes all the aspects of creation of Achid, according to the Sankhya system, all these different elements. And then also it includes also the living beings, the jivatmas, the chit. So Purushaha, here he's saying Purushaha means the Lord as embodiment of Chit and Achit and Ishvara, all three aspects. And then he explains the word Sarveshwaraha by this verse in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 17th verse, which we just discussed. And he calls that also synonymous with Purushottamaha. Yeah. Then after that, he's quoting from Vishnu Sahasranama. So I looked that up for us. You were asking about right. So correct. It's the last. I believe it's the 100th sloka or something. No, excuse me. The 100th name. It's the
beginning.
It's
Ajas Sarveshwara Siddhas Siddhis Sarvadi Rachyuta.
Yeah, it's the Siddhi is the 99th name. He is, it says here in the commentary, he is Siddhi because he is the goal to be reached by adopting the means. And he quotes, desirous of attaining him, they practice celibacy. And also he quotes, my salutations to him, who is the very embodiment of Dharma, towards whom some adopt a unique Dharma, from whom some desire diverse fruits of Dharma, and whom some worship by different dharmas. And this was the commentary. I can write out the commentary if you want to discuss it more in the next class. But that is the commentary by Parasara Bhatta in English.
Please remind me, I will give you both the Parasara Bhatta's explanation of the word Siddhaha and Bhagavad Guna Darpanam of Manavala Mamuni.
Manavala Muni has commented on the Bhagavad Guna Darpanam of Parasarabhatta.
Sahasranam, the Sahasranam.
Hmm.
There is a book called Bhagavad Guna Darpanam.
Right, but I thought that was the name of the commentary by Parasarabhatta. And you're saying that Manavala Muni has also commented on his commentary, the sub-commentary.
Yeah, Bhagavad Guna Darpanam is the name of the book.
Right, okay. And then there was also this idea about the naming of the last, somehow or other, the last 6 chapters are divided into 2 sections. So that means chapters 13, 14, and 15, and then 16, 17, and 18.
17 and 18.
So 13, 14, and 15 have got to do with an explanation about the material elements and the universe and these sort of things. Because in chapter 7, Krishna introduces the idea about material nature, the elements, bhumi, rapo, nalo, bhayu, kam, manu, buddhi, evacha, ahankara, iti, yamme, bhina prakriti, rastara. And then he also introduces in the next verse to that, in the 7th chapter, the idea about the aparayamitastvanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayitam daryate jagat, that there is also a jiva. So achid and chid are explained first of all by Krishna in 7th chapter. So carrying on from that, the 13th, 14th, and 15th chapters are also explaining these things. Because 13 is Chetra Gya Yoga, no? 13th chapter is about Chetram Chetra Gya, which is the body and the body, which is matter, Achid, and Chetra Gya, the knower of the body, which is the Jiva.
Right.
So what exactly can you tell us the chapters 13, 14, and 15? What is the summary of the subjects of that, and the summary of the subjects of 16, 17, and 18?
I think I'll be able to tell you next session.
Okay, good. That's fine. All right, but somehow or other these are divided into two parts of the last 6 chapters. And
we must know why Yamunacharya separates the last 6 chapters into 3 each. Two groups of 3 each, and then we will try to deal with them.
Right. It may become evident later on when he gives us a verse about each chapter. It may become more evident. Right now we haven't seen in the 4th verse. We haven't actually seen. Vedanta Deshika is saying that Yamunacharya is splitting up the last 6 chapters into 2, but we haven't seen it yet. So perhaps it comes in the later verses.
Right.
Okay, so and this idea of using the word purvashesha to refer to the third shatka, the third set of 6 chapters, so that there's no repetition, which is a fault in poetic creation. So
poetic
right. So
convention.
Right. So instead of saying antima, because he already used the word madhyama, he used the word shatka in the first verse. Then he didn't use it in the second verse, but simply said madhyama. And instead of using a word like antima, he used another compound called purvashesha, which has a special meaning to explain to us that not only subject matters in the last 6 chapters, some subject matter from the first 12 are included, but also what is left out from the first 12 is finished off and completed. So summarized also.
Right.
So that's what I understood. I don't know. Did I miss anything in there? There was some other part about Karma Yoga was Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga were explained also as being the process by which we can understand the Swarupa of the Lord. And this time in the commentary, Vedanta Deshika has given them karma, dhi, and bhakti in the order that they should come. So that's what I understood from what you were saying.
Quite right. In the last word, Sangati Pradarshanam, Sangati Darshanam said. So that is to show the link between these groups of 6 chapters. And again, the study, the practice will be, or study or the practice will be incomplete without the last 6 chapters. That's what he means by saying Purva Shesha. The previous 12 chapters will not be enough without understanding the last 6 chapters.
So just one other question I had about this is you mentioned about the different categories in Sankhya, the categories of creation in Sankhya, the system Sankhya. But so there's a difference between, can you explain, first of all, can you try to explain what a tanmatra is? Because I don't think people may know what that is. And also, can you explain the difference between mahat and pradhana? Pradhana to me is a conglomerate of before the individual elements of earth, water, fire, air are separated out. They're all conglomerate, they're all together. But what is the difference between pradhana and mahat? And also, what does tanmatra mean?
I must recall my memory from Gitartha Sangraha, the book of logic, written by, composed by Annam Bhatta. Then I will be able to give you the process of creation. The process of creation involves all these principles. And recently I had a translation of the word tanmatra. I'll be able to tell you exactly tomorrow.
So do you think, is it useful if I send a copy of Gitartha Sangraha to, because Gitartha Sangraha explains the different categories of Sankhya.
Yeah.
So is it
with the commentary called Lochanam. There's a commentary called Lochanam for the Gitartha Sangraha. Lochanam is I, generally means I, E-Y.
Okay, Lochanam. Yeah, but I don't know if I have the English of Lochanam, but I have Gitartha Sangraha in English.
Yeah, it is enough if you have English translation of Gitartha Sangraha.
Right. Okay. So I'm sure people don't understand the categories of Sankhya, but just to be clear, in the system of Vishishta Dvaita and Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vedanta Deshika and all the other acharyas, including Sripad Ramanujacharya, they have accepted some parts of the Sankhya system. Isn't it
right.
correct? So of course there are 2 types of Sankhya. There's the Nirishwara Sankhya, which means the type of Sankhya without God, without the idea of a God. And that is rejected. Nirishwara Sankhya is rejected.
You mean the Sankhya?
Sankhya.
Okay.
Yeah. But the type of Sankhya, just to understand the creation, as long as we understand that the source of the creation is the Supreme Lord, the categories are the same. So maybe you can say something about the acceptance or rejection of certain aspects of Sankhya system in Sri Vaishnavism and Vishishtadvaita.
Okay, of course, it has been discussed in works like Vedartha Sangraha, Vedanta Deepam, Vedanta Saram, and Sri Bhashyam. by Sri Ramanujacharya, but
It may also have been touched on in Yatindra Madhadipika.
yeah,
In short,
yeah. Brief, yeah.
brief. I'm looking at Monier Williams dictionary here, and Mahat is said to be strong form or large, big, huge, ample, extensive. But I think there's some other meanings here. There's a lot of different meaning. Oh, I see. The great principle.
Yeah.
Second of the 23 principles in Sankhya philosophy, produced from Prakriti, and so called the great source of Ahankar and Manas. So Mahat is the source of Ahankar and Manas, according to Monier Williams dictionary. But Pradhana, I'm not sure exactly where Pradhana comes. Pradhana comes before even Mahat, I believe. Pradhana.
Pradhana, or I think Prakriti will be synonymous with Pradhana.
Pradhana means the chief thing, the principle. Can also mean the supreme or universal soul, primary or unevolved matter or nature. It says the original source of the visible or material universe in Sankhya, Prakriti. So Pradhana is also synonymous with Prakriti.
Yeah, Prakriti. Yeah.
Yes, okay. And if we look up Prakriti, we get
Prakriti generally meaning nature.
Nature, yes, nature. And if we look here, it'll, I'm not sure. Anyway, these things, this is why probably before studying other shastras, one should study, first of all, introductory shastras like Gitartha Sangraha, which explain these categories of these Sankhya categories. Anyway, that's basically what I got from the commentary.
Just to explain the word Vyakta and Vivechanam, Swami Vedanta Deshika has given the rather indicated the principles. He only mentions Mahat. He doesn't talk about Prakriti, Ahankara, Buddhi, and Manas. He's not talking about it. Just so Vyakta Vivechanam will be the differences, understanding the differences between the different principles. And of course, the larger difference from the Ishvara, Sarveshwara.
Of course, it's sort of sometimes people, I guess, you can, studying this text, if you know Bhagavad Gita, you can also understand here, because I think it's probably assumed that the people who are reading Vedanta Deshika's commentary on this text, they've already read Gita Bhasya, or they've understood the subject matter of the Gita. So
it is enough. Bhagavad Gita, the text is studied, and plus some commentaries, like even to understand initially Bhagavad Gita, Shankara Bhashya is the first one to take up, and then followed by Ramanuja's Gita Bhashya, Ramanujacharya's Gita Bhashya. Then coming to the Gitartha Sangraha of Yamunacharya. And then the very words of Bhagavad Gita will make us understand in different slang commentaries the principles underlying. The main purport of Bhagavad Gita also will be, while we practice all these three yogas are associated with prapatti at the end, The understanding is very important, namely, we are powerless and he is all powerful. We are dependent and he is independent. We are slaves and he is a master. So all these 9 relationships will be understood through the Bhagavad Gita.
So normally, even amongst Sri Vaishnavas, people are studying Shankara Bhashya of Bhagavad Gita first, or
Definitely, you have to.
So
Even while studying Sri Bhashya of the Brahma Sutras of Krishna Dvaipayana, one has to undergo the study of Shankara Bhashya. Then only the arguments for and against will be clearly understood. What we call Purva Paksha. Purva Paksha will be understood only when you study Shankara Bhashya. Otherwise, Purva Paksha will be a fallacy. We will not have any understanding of the Purva Paksha. Why Purva Paksha questions like that?
So, are there any other commentaries that I mean, normally people study Shankara Bhashya before they study as a Purva Paksha to the Siddhanta of Sri Vaishnava commentators, but are there any other Purva Paksha commentaries that people study?
Yeah, Madhvacharya's Bhashya should also be studied.
Is it? I see.
Yeah, Madhva Bhashya is also very equally important. So to have what you call a preliminary understanding, Shankara Bhashya is necessary. And then after going through Vishishtadvaita Bhashya of Sri Ramanuja, then Dvaita Bhashya also is to be studied. So that in comparing and contrasting, which will be what you call pragmatic, which will be more relevant.
And then after reading the commentary of Ramanuja on Gita Bhashya, there's also a sub commentary by Vedanta Deshika, Tatparya Chandrika.
Yeah.
So that's also studied. Are there any other Sri Vaishnava commentators on Bhagavad Gita?
Even Swami Vedanta Deshika has done what you call Adhikara Sangraha. Adhikara Sangraha. Each chapter of the Sri Bhashya has been taken into consideration. It is in 500 verses.
Is it Adhikara Sangraha or Adhikara Saravali?
Adhikara Sangraha.
And there's another book also by Vedanta Deshika called Adhikara Saravali, I think.
Adhikara
Saravali? I'm not
Saravali.
Sure. I don't know.
We have another work by Vedanta Deshika called Paramata Bhangam. That is more important to dismiss all other philosophies.
Yes, SMS Chari has translated that into English, and so I have presented that to some of my friends and students. That's a very nice book. That's a very nice book dealing with all the different schools of philosophy. And
that will be a refutation of all the other schools of thought.
Yes, and we don't find many books like this. There's another book called Sarvartha Sangraha or something by one Madhusudana.
Sarvartha Siddhi is there.
Sarvartha Siddhi by one Madhavacharya, I think. Yeah. Some Advaitin has written a book previous to that, but it's from the point of Advaita, of course. But
again, in support of Advaita, you have got Apaya Dikshita's Advaita Siddhi.
Advaita Siddhi.
Yeah.
By the same person, Madhavacharya.
Apaya Dikshita has composed Advaita Siddhi.
Apaya Dikshita. Now, Apaya Dikshita.
Sorry, Madhusudana Saraswati.
Madhusudana Saraswati, correct. Madhusudana Saraswati. Okay.
Madhusudana Saraswati.
Okay. So, but speaking of
please
Apaya,
remember what the last verse of the Madhusudana Saraswati in Advaita Siddhi about Lord Krishna's all auspicious attributes.
I see.
There's a very famous verse on Lord Krishna there.
Yes,
Vamsha Vibhushita Karat, that will be the starting line. Vamsha Vibhushita Karat, Navanirada Bhat, Pitambarat, Padma Patra Netrat, Krishnat, last line ends with Krishnat Param Na Aham Jane. I don't know anybody else other than Lord Krishna. So that means he is accepting the Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma is being accepted by him.
yes, Madhusudana Saraswati, I just got a book on him yesterday. Apparently a Bengali, 16th century Bengali writer, but he's an Advaiti, but at the same time he's very attached to worship of Lord Krishna, and he was living in Bengal, so he certainly also knew about the Gaudiya system of Vaishnavism, but he was a type of a Nirguna Bhakta. So that's interesting. Madhusudana Saraswati is interesting. But getting back to Apaya Dikshita also, I just yesterday read a Vardaraj Stava by Apaya Dikshita. So apparently Apaya Dikshita was also praising Lord Vardarajam of Kanchipuram.
Yeah.
In the same way that Vedanta Deshika and the Sri Vaishnava
Varadaraja
Acharyas.
Panchashat, yes. Varadaraja Stavam is very interesting by Apaya.
So we see even Adi Shankaracharya and many of the Advaitis, they are somehow or other they are praising Perumal. They're praising Lord Vishnu in many of his different. Of course, they make many stotras about Shiva and Devi and others, but they also worship the Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu.
Yeah.
So one thing about Apaya Dikshita, what's interesting to me, that he comes in a lineage and a sampradaya that is supposed to be also Vishishta Dvaita, starting with Srikanta. Srikanta, after Ramanuja, has written a commentary on the Brahma Sutras, which is supposed to be Shaiva Vishishta Dvaita.
Yeah.
But later on in the sampradaya, it seems like people like Apaya Dikshita have changed the philosophy to become more Advaita. And because today we don't find any Vishishta Dvaita Shaivas. There's no Vishishta Dvaita Shaivas today.
Yeah.
That school is not.
He is called Shivadvaitin. The philosophy is called Shivadvaita.
Shiva Dvaita. Even these, most of the Shaivas are in Tamil Nadu are this Shaiva Siddhanta, which is not even a Vedantic group, right? They don't follow it. They don't have any commentary on Vedanta, I think. They follow mostly Tamil Shastras like Periya Puranam and these things.
They have some divisions in their concepts, and they are similar to Vishishtadvaita. The Shaiva Siddhanta has got more similarities with Vishishtadvaita than Advaita.
I see. So Shaiva Siddhanta, but as far as I understood, Shaiva Siddhanta is not following the bhashya of Shrikar on Brahma Sutras. It's more they follow the Tevaram and the Tamil hymns of the Nayanmars, but not anything very Vedantic about their school.
They don't follow Upanishads.
They don't follow Upanishads.
Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.